about me, 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 me. Forget about you, 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 you. So what you gonna do, 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 do? Cause you gotta get it up. Now, I don't remember if those were the right words. I can't get the words out. That was by Maya. Do you remember that song by Maya? She was a singer dancer back in like the 90s. Anyway, so I titled this We Don't Stand for Anything. I don't know if this will remain the same title, but we don't stand for anything. So there were a couple of things that I were thinking about. The first one being the TJ and Amy Robach situation. Okay. Let me just say this. Adults have affairs all the time. Some of them are physical, some of them are emotional, whatever. Things happen. I'm not condoning it. Things happen. People go through rough situations. I don't know. I'm not necessarily here to judge that, right? But I think what is so troublesome, what is so disturbing about the situation, which I can only give it about another 5 minutes of my time, is when I think we don't stand for the protection of our children. Like at some point you loved your spouse, hopefully you did. Sorry, my cute ponytail. At some point you took a vow, you created progeny, like produced children, and at some point you cared about this person. And the reason why this situation is so crazy to me is I felt like they don't care. They don't care about people's feelings. They care only about themselves because they are so called in love, whether it's an acting thing or not. I don't know what their end game is really supposed to be. The reason why I bring that up is when I think about how we're in this, it's all about me, this me moment that we live in, very individualistic, is I think about how this must be for the children on both sides. Take the spouse out the equation for a second, because that in itself is embarrassing. It is offensive. I mean, it's very insulting. But these children on both sides have to see their parents behaving in this manner. To be a child of Amy Robach and TJ Holmes has to be just absolutely devastating, because not only is the family officially really well, at least on the TJ Holmes side, they officially, I think, filed for divorce, right? But to be officially fractured, right? Of course there's fracturing before, like, the paperwork, but to be fractured officially, that in itself is a disruption. But there's the public shame. Not only that, you got to remember, these children most likely generally love their parents, both sides. And so to see their parent be affected by that. So let me just say this. I don't know what happened in their both marriages. Maybe the other spouses cheated. Maybe the other spouses were emotionally unavailable. Maybe they were abusive. Maybe they grew apart. I don't know what happened. What I do know is there are children involved. And at the end of the day, children love their parents. And so if I were, I'm just going to use the one child. If I were the child of TJ Holmes, I could only imagine the child of TJ Holmes and Marley Fiber. I could only imagine how horrible that situation has to be, because let's say the mother wasn't the best mother, but the public humiliation, to see how your father could treat your mother. At some point you loved her, hopefully, right? So is that how you treat somebody? Even if you don't want to be married to the person, do you want to flaunt that? Because to me, I'm thinking, if you can treat my mother like that, surely you don't care about me. And the same thing goes for Amy Robach. I mean, like, how do you, is this what you want to show your children? at least have a level of discretion. I mean, even if you said, hey, we messed up, blah, 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 but to continue to add insult to injury, I just feel like no one cares about anyone. We don't stand for anything. We don't stand for protection of our family unit. We don't even care about our own, we don't care about our own persona. We are willing to do any and everything. I think that's the reason why I had to take a break from a lot of reality TV. Because we don't even care about our own persona. We don't care. We are willing to get up there and humiliate a human. We are willing to humiliate ourselves. We're willing to do anything and everything for attention, for currency, for anything, really. See, now this car in front is just doing too much. I think we just don't care. But I also wanted to say this. I feel like because we don't stand for anything, everyone is scared to say anything. We get so scared of talking. And I'm not saying that let me just say this. I have the luxury of not being a large channel, right? So I just say what I want to say. It doesn't mean that I don't care or that I'm not careful, right? But what I am saying is we get so caught up in our so-called brand that we don't like to speak with a level of authenticity. We don't stand for anything. We don't have any sort of integrity. I'm not saying we all have to be perfect, because we are all flawed people, but I just find that we don't care about anything. Like, I always tell, like, well, hopefully you guys figured it out by now. Like, so, like, one of the things is I don't hide the fact that I believe in Jesus. No, I'm not going to beat you over the head with the Bible, but if you ask me what I believe, I'm going to tell you what I believe. I don't come after people and their beliefs. I just say, this is mine. And the difference between me and other people is I don't debate it. It's not up for debate. But oftentimes people are scared to say what it is that they believe in, what they stand for, because they're trying to please everybody. And I realize I cannot please everybody. I am not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You know, so anyway, when I think about what's going on and all the different talking points that are out there, there's people who are scared to stand for something. They want to stand for everything. And I feel like, well, no, my ponytail is a little too tight and I don't have room to pull it out because of the ceiling. I feel like we want to please everyone. And I think that we're just going to have to get to the point where we can't please anyone. I also feel like everyone is married to, I think, the dollar or whatever your currency is wherever you live. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I feel like maybe I need to come out and just publicly say this is what my value system is. This is what I stand for. Maybe I'll do a live on that. Anyway, my prayers go out to the families of Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. Those mostly the children, the spouses. I'm not saying that the spouses are without blame. I don't know what caused the breakdown in those relationships. What I do know is that there are children who are involved in this, who are going to be affected by this public humiliation, because their parents are so selfish. They're so selfish. They care more about themselves and wanting to flaunt their so-called love and lust than to think about how their children are going to be affected by this. To see their parent be humiliated in public by the actions of another. All right, well, look, you guys know you like what I had to say, so this is a good time for you to subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, go ahead and like it too, because I'm amazing in every way and I can do no wrong.